Hello, everybody. Just getting everything live here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I don't know how many of you watched my live from about an hour and a bit ago. I had a little bit of a come to Jesus or meltdown, maybe somebody you're going to say. And I've had a beautiful chance of introspection in that. And Lori Ladd said, I'll try and post it on my timeline, just said something out that talks a little bit about our shadow self and how all the facets of us that we've kind of repressed or said we healed or let go or whatever never went anywhere. They've always been a part of us. They weren't some demon or other thing that was stuck inside of us. It was our programming and our little child self that picked up those things, that carried them, that made them true, believed them. And so if there's facets of me in my last video, I was complaining about being used and other things, but if there's facets of me that are giving out parts of me and other people are resenting because they receive these parts of me that I freely gave, owning this completely, it's all my self-responsibility, then there was something in me. There is a flaw in me, flaw in my beliefs, having to please, having my child self to try and please everybody around me because I didn't get the validation from my parents or from my school or my last lover or friends or whatever. And it was a big realization, and that's why I'm here and I'm owning what I said. I don't change the fact that I've set an intention that from now on, I'm not welcoming people in that just want to feed and get a little happy hit out of me. It's a waste of both of our times to sit here and play that game. But if I inspire you, and not from giving of myself, but allowing the light to come through me. My brother shared this with me a little bit ago on a phone call. He said, when I got my God self to allow this energy to come through me, he never felt depleted again. And that's probably one of the flaws that I have underneath is I don't feel really connected to God sometimes. And when I'm giving external to myself, it was coming from myself. And if you think you're God and you're in this confused space that I think a lot of us are, which I certainly know that I am, there's part of us that feels like God and God's self, and then there's parts of ourselves that don't feel worthy and other things, and then it creates these really weird short circuits inside our system. And I've got one, and I'm admitting it. It makes me want to cry right here to say, how did that happen? What kind of world does it take to make children, make people that just have to please so hard because they didn't find love in any other way, but we're only taught in the way that was like take from other people, give to other people so that you can get back filled. It makes me so sad to see. And to allow myself at 51 years of age to be only just realizing this, only realizing how much codependency and how much bullshit that I participated in, created, and I fucking own it all. And I choose to own it all. And I can be aware of it all now. And I choose to be the difference. I choose to make the change. I choose to see through the bullshit that allowed that to happen. And nobody was bad. Nobody hurt me. Nobody traumatized me. Nobody whatever. But we all participated in some pretty freaking big lessons that we haven't acknowledged. And that's hard to see. It's hard to see the collective shadow that I participated in, that, and I'll admit it, I blamed it outside, but I was part of it. And I came in wanting to be unconditional, wanted to be loved, wanted to be pure and innocent as that baby Paul, and then came into a world that was filled with a whole bunch of harshness and other people's shadows and other people's darkness. But I take responsibility for that part. I'm no longer a victim to it. I'm no longer a victim to any of my traumas. I'm no longer a victim to anything. I'm owning my shit. I participated. I was there. It's ugly as fucking sin and dark. And I did my fair share of blaming. I did my fair share of wallowing. I did my fair share of hurting myself, hurting my body, addictions. And I look underneath it now and it's just like, what the fuck? I was like hypnotized. I was in some kind of insanity world. And I thought that was sane. I thought that was normal. I thought that was the way it was supposed to be. But the programming came in before I could even consciously choose. And now I'm going back to that like infant state. And we talk about this rebirth. And we're now looking at it with the adult eyes, adult awareness, adult owning of what happened. And I consciously choose to take responsibility for my part and to see deeper and to see better and to release the blame and release all that stuff. I still stand behind, and I think I stood in integrity when I stated it in my last video. I was a little bit frustrated, but really, really consciously look underneath. Why are you here? Why do you want to see me? Why do you want to see me vulnerable? Why do you want to see me cry? Why do you want to see me talk about all this kind of stuff? It's from witnessing and using it to grow. That's exactly what I want. If it's here to participate and make Paul feel better and all that kind of stuff, then that was my shadow side. That was our shadow sides cooperating with each other. But it wasn't helping anybody. So many people resented me afterwards. So many people thought I was giving them a gift, and I thought I was giving them a gift. And then they were so unhappy because my gift didn't change, didn't help them. So I have to step back now, and I have to change, and I have to make a new choice that anything that I share here isn't from my essence. It's from my part of God that's a part of all of you. And the energy that comes through it is from God. And I can't be depleted. I can't be less than 100% and be anything to anyone. And I'm not going to be angry about it anymore. I just consciously am now aware that to connect and what comes out of me in these sharings, in my healing work, in any work I do with other people is from God's source and not from the essence of Paul. That's owning my shit. That's owning that I can't give anything of myself and not be whole. So everything has to come from the bigger, from the more infinite, from the flow, from all that kind of stuff, because I can't personally give you anything that's going to aid you, and God doesn't want to do anything. Look at all the little imprints of wounding that are underneath even those statements. I just see them as I'm talking about it. It's just like, oh, untruth. But it's true because I'm talking about what I'm really feeling. I'm sharing from my awareness, sharing from, here's a big one. I can never share from my heart and soul. And how many people say that? And how much time have we been programmed? So I choose to never share from my heart and soul. I choose to share from my awareness, my oneness with God, my higher being that's part of the whole, that's part of you. And really, there's no loss. There's no exchange in that way where I'm going to be depleted by not receiving. If I give something to the people that listen to this, it's from source, it's from infinite. And if I expect to receive, which is part of my programming, which why is I can be hurt and why I felt angry, like, fuck, there's so many layers. And when I put it all down and I look at it on the table and I say, okay, you own your shit and I own my shit, let's do better. There's no blame, no more victim, no more you need to change or I need to change or one of us is broken or any of that shit. It's just like, let's get through this together. Let's share everything that we know. I'm not feeling beholding to you and you're not feeling beholding to me. And we let go of all those fucking claws and attachments and expectations and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, I give freely. And not from my soul, my essence. I give freely from the infinite knowledge that I'm connected to source. And I give source energy and it passes through me and it channels through me and no longer is it attached to my essence as a being. I'm still part of the whole, but I can give from the infiniteness I'm still rebuilding. I'm still healing. I'm still figuring out what I don't know. And it's magic. So my invitation is the same. Where do you own what you're feeling? Where do you step out of victim? Where do you take responsibility? Yeah, I gave. Should I be mad at anybody about that? No, I gave. I gave and I gave and I gave until I felt depleted. My mistake. Now I'm giving from a different place, reconnecting the plumbing so that I can share this stuff without feeling depleted, without having to please people, without looking at the number on the side. Oh, I've got 2. Oh, I see a beautiful message. Janine Hole says, thank you, Paul. I feel this love from New Zealand. I shouldn't have to feel validated by doing that. And in most parts, I don't, but there's a little inner child saying, oh, I want more followers and I want this to go to 150 views or whatever, which was just that little child looking to be fed. So now I feed him myself. I choose right here and right now to feed him myself, feed him from source, feed him from my inner mother, my inner father, my inner parent, my inner adult. And then this becomes easier. It becomes more flowing. It becomes a sharing of collective knowledge, of collective higher awareness, because I've dropped the shadow out of it. And most of us are coming from this shadow space of stuff we don't even know is shadow. We thought was pure, was normal, was typical, and all this kind of stuff. As more and more light goes into us, it just keeps breaking us open. Sometimes my nervous system just feels like, I'm like in fucking contortions or whatever, because my body just doesn't want to know where it's constricted and it's tight and it's sad and it's scared. And that's what owning your shit is. It's like, holy fuck, there's a scared little boy in all of us, a scared little girl in all of us. Why is it happening? Oh, well, my mommy told me that, my daddy told me that, my priest told me that, my teacher told me that. All these people that we trusted told us these things that were true for them, but weren't actually really true. They were mixed with a whole bunch of other stuff. And it's time to go inside and just sit with that and say, okay, yeah, fuck. I was shining like a little boy bright into the day, hoping everybody would see me because I didn't feel seen before, shining into the world and just giving my heart and saying, oh, please, please, please see me, acknowledge me, thank you, me. And I can see it all. I had to have that fucking, whatever you want to call it, a little bit of breakdown or come to Jesus moment in my last life, but I see me. I see me. I see me. I choose to see me. I choose to give value to my experience. I choose to give value to the human being that I am. I choose to give value to all these things. And every time I saw it not coming from outside of me, it was really me. So I love you, Paul. I value you, Paul. And I value each and every one of you for showing up, to listen. If you take any of this information and carry it forward, I still have that human part that loves to be validated. Come back and say, hey, shit, I took that and it made a big difference. And I see a ton of healers that ask for that, but I don't need that to feel that who I am is okay. And that's owning your shit. Real fucking deep shit. Like, fuck, what hurts? Why is this vulnerable? Why do I not feel valued? Why do I whatever? And then ultimately realizing it's all for you. It's you. If you're not okay with it, you're not okay with it. Don't take it as outside. Don't blame everybody else. Okay, so what is the root of this? Now ask, okay, it's like, why do I don't feel valued? When was the first time I didn't feel valued? When was the whatever? And you just go and sit with it. And then this little tender little boy comes out and says, oh, fuck, I just wanted to be seen a couple times and I wanted people to validate me and I wanted people to see me and thank me and all that kind of stuff. And thank you, Paul. I see you, Paul. Always, 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 I see you and I know and I'm proud and I'm really, really excited to see how vulnerable you are, excited to show this facet of humanity to other people, to give them courage maybe to step up to. But nobody has to do it. Nobody's going to be pressured by it because I love you all and I'm just sharing where I'm at no longer sharing essence of myself, no longer sharing my love to everybody so that they can feel happy first and then I can feel. No, I choose to feel happy first. I choose to feel my love first. And I never, ever, ever again choose to give a part of the 100% that's me, because then I'm not sovereign, I'm not whole. And that puts a really nice, gentle boundary. Not blaming, not anything, just saying, oh, fuck, I come first, I come first, I come first. Paul comes first. Maybe say the same for you. Ooh, own your shit. Everything's about me first. And that's not selfish. That's stepping away, choosing you, not being angry, not being resentful, not whatever, just saying, nope, I'm going over here to be myself. And nope, I'm not going to give anymore unless there's a balance. And if I want to give freely and it's from universal source, I'm not going to feel depleted. I'm not going to feel lesser. I'm not going to feel any of those things. So those are my declarations to myself and into my universe and into anybody that wants to listen. And I invite you to do the same for you, because it's not all about me. You're all about you. I'm all about me. It's our universe. And if we don't choose our universe first, then we try and fix everybody else's universe around us. We got 7 billion people we're going to have to prove, and you're going to be dead well before you even get past probably 10. So love you. I hope this helps. Thank you, Janine, for your message, and have a great day. Love you. Have fun with it all. It's a lot of shadow to look at and be with. But love it. Love it. Thank you. See you soon.